The new scholars come back and say, but yeah, but that shows you that the powerful one, and they were the ones that wrote history, and now we got this suppressed group, good old Thomas, we're getting him back so he can talk without all of these church leaders involved. What do you say to that?
Well, I think you say two things. One, there is some evidence that there were some people calling themselves Christians who believed the types of things that you see in Thomas. That one you can't dispute. But then the next question is, all right, which one of these two groups has the best claim to, let's say, which has the best genealogy, okay? Which one has the best genealogy that will take you all the way back to Jesus?
Yep.
And when you ask that question, Thomas falls away and the four Gospels surface.
Yeah, because you got historical links that go before Thomas and these other Gnostic writings, and you got a whole bunch of stuff. And that's one of the things we want to talk about now, is that when you look at some major points of theology, like who is the God they're talking about, who is the person of Jesus, although Thomas is interesting on Jesus, and the new scholars, they're trying to get away from this Jesus who claimed to be God.
That's right.
Okay? But Thomas messes them up right on that point, doesn't he?
Yeah, but they don't tell you that.
Okay.
Okay.
What is it?
What the new scholars will say about Thomas is we've got a human Jesus. And we've got a human Jesus, and then the traditional group came along and they wanted to elevate this Jesus because he was crucified, and they wanted to keep him around in their theology, so they made him God. Okay, that's what the new scholars are claiming happened in traditional Christianity. That's the spin. That's the hype. That's the buzz. But in fact, what's really going on is that even in Thomas, Jesus is divine. There's a very famous saying. Just remember the number 77. Okay, 77. Saying 77 in Thomas says that if you look under a piece of stone, this is Jesus saying this, I am there. If you look under split a piece of wood, I am there. He's claiming to be omnipresent. Now, omnipresence isn't the normal characteristic of a human being, at least not most of the human beings I know. This is a claim of high Christology, but most new scholars will not even mention that verse being in Thomas because what they want is a Jesus who is human. And in fact, it's even worse, because none of the material that we have, none of it, has a strictly human Jesus. Even though books like the Da Vinci Code, in trying to popularize this, said that what we had originally was a human Jesus who was elevated to this high status. We don't have a single piece of evidence that has a human Jesus portrayed in any of this material. He's either human and divine, as the tradition has argued, or he is so divine he can't be human.